Hey, what's going on, guys? New deck profile, Gravekeepers. I decided to build this just because it dominated in the YCS last week or the week before. I forget how long ago now. I believe 2 weeks. But yeah, the deck's actually very, very good. It took 3 of the top 4 places, so it did a really good job at doing what it does. And what does it do exactly? Well, it shuts down the meta. The reason being, the first card, Necro Valley, that card just shuts down most of the decks that are out there right now. Uh, Not exactly shutting down because people can't work around it and get it destroyed and all that, but it certainly makes the games way tougher on your opponent. So, and then the other card is Royal Tribute. It's kind of just like Crush card, except it just hits cards out of the hands, and now the deck has a very easy way to getting the Commandant, and then you just get to pitch it to get the Necro Valley. So yeah, let's get going with the deck list though. 3 Commandant. You're pitching this to get the Necro Valley, and if you have the Valley already, you can just summon it and have a big 2100 beat stick. 3 Gravekeeper Spy. Probably the best card in the deck just because most times you just set it, your opponent rams into it, and you grab something, most likely a Descendant, and then next turn you can just summon like Recruiter and just go crazy on them. So 3 Recruiter. Here's what it does for anyone that does not know. This is the whole reason why the card got so much better, just because they have their own Witch of the Black Forest pretty much. So that's very cool. And like I said, your main play would be to set Spy, pass, they hit into it, you'll grab Descendant, or if you have Descendant in hand already, then grab the Recruiter the next turn, summon, and then just clear your whole opponent's board, and then you just search again off him. So that's pretty cool. 3 Descendant. You have so many ways of getting these monsters back and just summoning to where you know, the 1-for-1s is just solid. So and then the last 2 monsters, 2 Assailants. These are in here just because it's an enemy controller monster form, so very, very solid card. Moving on, I have proxies just because everyone knows, you know, I have all the money in the world and I always have pots, but if someone offers to buy them, then, you know, I'll take it. So these are my 3 pots. Now, why is this so important? Well, the Gravekeeper deck doesn't have a lot of draw power. It has the 1 Allure, and that's really it. Maybe Morphing Jar if you wanted to do that, but I wouldn't suggest that in here. So you just get to go pot and be like, oh, well, I have Valley in my hand and I hit a Royal Tribute. Is that good? Yeah, it's pretty good. You know, you can just play pot, grab the Spy, set the Spy, go ahead, you know. The deck runs 14, maybe 15 monsters, I forget the count exactly. So, that's very, very cool. This is almost a net deck, by the way. I think I'm 1 card off from the guy who won it all, so. 3 Book of Moon. We all know what Book of Moon does, just the best spell card in the game, at least to me. 3 Royal Tribute. There's the Crush card right there, and it's at 3 too, so if you can get this off, you're most likely going to be winning. Of course, there can be times where your opponent just goes set 4, go ahead, and, you know, if you have the combo, you're just like, oh. So, yeah. Double Necro Valley. 3's a little too much. If you want to run 3, feel free to, but with my testing, 2 is a very good number. And it's not only just my testing, I mean, all the guys that top, they all use 2 copies, so that's got to be doing something, you know. So, and like I said, this card just shuts down most of the cards that you'll see, like Debris Dragon, and I mean, the list goes on, Fall Troll. So like I said, it just makes the game so much tougher for your opponent. So 2 Stelly, or Stells, I don't know exactly how to pronounce it. Doesn't really matter though. But you can get a Royal Tribute off. Let's say you open like 2 or 3 monsters or whatever, and you want to do it first turn, you can just set a monster or summon a monster, play the Valley, Royal Tribute, and then you know that you have copies of Stelly back, or Stelly in your deck, so you can just revive the monsters. So that's very good, and that's basically the whole reason why it's in there. 1 Allure, its only draw power, Dark Hole. That's it for the spells. I do not run Monster Reborn just because of this bad boy, and I'm focusing the deck around it heavily. So now if I wanted to run a Reborn, I could just use Rite of Spirit. It's not the same as Reborn, but you don't really need Resurrection in her. So that's the spells. Now moving on to the traps. Double Starlight Road. This card's very solid. Stops JD, Celestia, Icarus Attack, Black Rose. I'm sure there's more cards. I just can't think of them off the top of my head. This was a very good meta call, just because it seems like most of the decks are starting to like shy away from Trap Stun. So I think this card could be mainstream again. I'm not too sure, but regardless, you'll want it in Gravekeepers just because you want to protect this. You want to protect your setups. Like if you get to go set Spy, set 3, and then play Necker Valley, you're winning most likely. That's a very, very hard, or you know what I mean. I'm confusing the hell out of myself. 2-dimensional prison, just basic removal if you need it. 2 bottomless trap hole, you have to run it. 2 solemn warning, another card you have to run. Just playing the 1-for-1 game is so important in the stack. So basically any deck that isn't like X-Saber or Infernity or something like that, playing the 1-for-1s is so important. So summon, whoop, negate, summon, whoop, remove. So and then that just allows you to capitalize. So and then the 1-ofs, Solemn, Force, Torrent. So now I'll be honest, I haven't played this deck that much, so maybe I could have explained it better. I may do a video later on after more testing. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the profile though. To me, I think the deck's for real. A lot of people online are saying that it was a fluke and all that, but I totally disagree on that. Just because, I mean, everyone's saying, oh, well, we can side this to beat that. Well, guess what? I have a side deck too, so. And there's so many ways that you can take this deck. You can base it around Deck Devastation Virus. There's just so many ways that you can mess with the build. So, if you guys don't have pots, I'm not sure what you would want to put in. I've seen people use Upstart Goblins. Of course, it's not the same. So, if you do have the money, I suggest you go and get pots, but if you don't, then I guess run Upstarts, or if you want to run like 2 Sarks, and the deck also ran 1 compulsory evacuation device, so you can do 2 Sark and Compulse. There's so many combos you can do, but yeah guys, that's it for now. Add me on Facebook if you ever want to talk or whatever, talk about decks, talk about the game, whatever. Subscribe to my second channel if you guys like trades at all. And yeah guys, that's it. Peace.